What's good, everybody? How we feeling? It's your boy Heat. Welcome to another episode of Eek's Hot Takes. Man, been a minute, family. How we feeling? Been on here a little sparingly. Again, keep saying I need to be better at this, but those of you who started content doing this stuff, y'all understand how it is. So, anyways, supposed to have some guests yesterday. Life is. So they couldn't pull up. Still want to get some out here, get my thoughts out here on the NFL draft. Um, just kind of talk about some of these topics that are going around. Specifically one in general, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Um, man, the draft. So this year was kind of like in people's minds, it was seen as like a weaker draft when it comes to talent. Um, Talent is in the eye of the beholder, right? Everybody can find somebody. There's not going to be no good players in this draft, right? So, it's going to be interesting to see how the dust settles and how players react to their situations and and how these storylines develop. Give me a sec. Um, so right at the top, right, we got Cam Ward going number one overall. I'm a big fan of Cam Ward's. Um, the talent jumps off the page for me. Um, it's pretty evident, and I think the other thing that's very evident with Cam is the leadership. Like as a quarterback, you got to be able to command respect and command the huddle from your guys, and you see that from him. And the demeanor in which he holds himself in those throwing sessions with Shadeur makes me feel confident the Titans did the right thing. Not only that, signed a vet in the offseason. I know Tyler Lockett ain't nothing special right now. He's old, but he's a vet that'll get Cam Ward there, help him, teach him. Um, and yeah, I think that was the no brainer pick of the day, obviously, right? Then the action starts, right? And everybody had been hearing about Jacksonville, um, trying to make a move or whatever. I didn't understand why people were mocking Ashton Genty to them. That was a strange mock to me. I don't understand why they would do that. I know Etienne didn't have the best year last year, but he's still a capable guy, and they have Tank Bigsby. So it's just like you're wasting two roster spots if you draft Ashton Genty if you're the Jaguars. So that didn't make any sense to me at all. There was a lot of like big talking heads putting that out there, and I was like, nah. But what I didn't see was them making this splash move up to two to grab Hunter. I see a lot of it's a very polarizing move, right? A lot of people are hating on it, a lot of people like it. I love it. I think I love it. It's the right gamble, if you ask me. Um, because you need to figure out a couple things, right? In Jacksonville. Well, they got a new GM, right? And they got a new coach. We gotta figure out if this coach is worth a shit. And for you to find out if the coach is worth a shit, right? He needs to be able to have players to work with. And I mean, I beside they have Brian Thomas Jr. down there, but besides that, all their pass catchers left, right? Christian Kirk left, Evan Ingram left. So they had to upgrade in the wide receiver room for sure over the running back room. And I just it makes sense to me for them to go get Travis Hunter and then put him at receiver, and now he can also play some corner in like some red zone packages or whatever, whenever you want to put him on the field. Um, but you get an impact player on offense and defense in a organization that's in a transitional phase, if you ask me, because that brings up my second point is they got to find out if Trevor Lawrence is worth anything either, right? My man, hey, we supposed to been seeing it by now. We spo- we we supposed to been seeing it by now, buddy. All right, like I don't, you know what I'm saying? So they got to figure out if Trevor Lawrence is worth anything, and the best way to do that is you give them playmakers, so there's no excuse on the quarterback, right? So, um, I liked the move that they made. That was it was cool. With me, um, Patriots drafted a lineman to help out Drake May. Cool. Who went for Abdul Carter. I think that's another underrated move. Like people want to laugh at the Giants, and and we're gonna get to their second pick of the first round here shortly. And I know why y'all clicked on this video. Let's talk about it. I know why y'all clicked on this video, but the Giants, I think, are gonna sneak up on some teams. I do. I do think so. I do think so. It's not that I believe in Russell Wilson, not that I believe in Jameis Winston, but damn, that D line might be the best D line in the NFL. If 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 Abdul Carter is who everyone thinks he is, that might be the best D line in the NFL. And I don't think that that's an exaggeration. You got Dexter Lawrence, you got um Abdul Carter, you got uh whose buddy they freaking got from the Panthers. He's nice too. Burns or whatever. Burns. What is his first name, man? That's gonna bother me. Let me look this up real quick, chat. Brian Burns. Oh my goofy. Come on, man. Hey, their D line loaded, boy. They're not gonna have to send any pressure, so they'll be able to play that drop everybody in the coverage thing while our D line eats. Scary prospects. So we'll see if the offense can catch up. They already know they got one in Malik Neighbors, so they drafted Cam Scatterboo. Let's see what he does. Obviously, I mean, there's another polarizing player right there, right? We'll see. Um, quarterback got to pull up. Quarterback got to pull up. Um, so then at 5, the Browns. This is where I think the first mistake of the draft was made, right here. Uh, and I don't think that it was the mistake was not drafting Shadeur. That wasn't the mistake. Whoever this D tackle is, he better be able to score for y'all. He better be able to score touchdowns. That's all I'm saying. Because who is scoring touchdowns for the Browns right now? Who's scoring touchdowns for the Browns right now? Because you got Kenny Pickett throwing the ball or Joe Flacco throwing the ball, right? You don't got Chubb no more. Okay. So what we gonna rely on? Jerome Ford? Okay. David Njoku having to rely on Pickett or Flacco? Okay. You know, I don't in my opinion, the Browns should have picked Ashton Genty at 5 right here. They should have took Genty at 5. You have a 3 down bell cow running back that your old man or young quarterback can now just turn around and hand the ball off to. Best friend for a quarterback is a running game and a defense. The two best friends. You don't have, you for sure don't have one of them right now. The running game. We'll see about, we'll see about the defense, right? Now the Browns did swing around and grab Quinshon Judkins in the second round, but I mean, You telling me you telling me in this draft where all these GMs are saying that this draft is so deep with defensive linemen, you telling me that they couldn't have got a D tackle in the second or third round and just grab Genty right there? Boy, doo doo Browns gonna doo doo brown. On me, they gonna brown. It's inevitable, man. I was like, all right, man. Buddy better be Don Terry Poe. You can put him in on the goal line. You know what I'm saying? Buddy better be William Perry. Buddy better be Vita Vea. Insert any big D tackle who got handoffs on the D line. I'm just saying, man, who's scoring for y'all in Cleveland? I don't know. Yeah, I would have took Genty there, but worked out for us in the Discord. We had a nice little sniper. We sniped Genty getting picked at number 6 overall. It didn't say by the Raiders, didn't say by what team. We threw 3 darts. We threw a dart at number 4 overall, number 6 overall, number 7 overall. Number 7 overall would have been nice. I would have paid like 300. Um, but getting the 6 overall, it was nice. Um, Nice little snipe. That's two years in a row in the draft. We've sniped somebody. We got Michael Penix last year at plus 2,000 to get drafted in the top 10. Shout out my dog. He cold. So, yeah, I I don't want to see Genty 2 times a year in the AFC West. That's not what I want, but it's a good pick by the Raiders, man. Remember Pete Carroll's best years were with who? Marshawn Lynch. And you get some Marshawn Lynch vibes from Genty for sure. So, uh that's annoying, but we'll live. I don't believe in Geno, so we'll see. I think the Raiders. I don't know if they grabbed a quarterback later on or not. If they did, I wasn't really paying attention to the last day, except for the Chiefs. I am gonna hold you. uh, so hopefully they grabbed a quarterback too, because I mean Geno kind of old too. I think like 33, 34. So they ain't going. They need some. They need some there. Other notable picks that I can think of before we get to the main discussion. The Arizona receiver going to Carolina is very interesting. I think they drafted 2 receivers, maybe actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, where'd Jimmy Horn go? Did he go there too? Yeah. So Carolina's doubling down on what they saw from Bryce Young in last year at the end of the year, which I love. Um, so you're adding that receiver core is young and bright future. We'll see if Thielen sticks around. I don't know if he's a free agent or not. We'll see if he sticks around to kind of mentor the young cats. But you got a receiver room that has potentially Thielen, uh, Ted McMillan, the rookie from Arizona. Whose buddy they drafted last? They drafted a guy last year that started performing later on as well. Receiver out of LSU, I believe. um, Xavier Leggett. Yeah, yeah, Xavier Leggett. So you got Xavier Leggett. You got Ted McMillan. You got Jimmy Horn Jr. and they just signed Hunter Renfro. So they got weapons in Carolina now. We gonna really see what's up with Bryce Young this year. I think if he struggles this year with them weapons that they just put in his lap, last year at the end might have been a flash in the pan, but they definitely giving that man a chance, and I like to see it. I like to see it. Um, who else a pretty notable pick that I can remember? I wanted to talk about. Hmm. We just get into it. All right, man. So let's talk about let's talk about this Shedeur talk. Let's break this down from in my opinion. Okay, I've gone on a very up and down roller coaster with this thing. And I'm gonna start it off by saying this and what I see on the field from Shador. Okay, in my opinion, right? Shador is a really good. Shador is a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback, right? I don't know if Shador is the quarterback that's gonna put you over the edge, right? I don't I don't know that yet. Um, yes, his yards and his completion percentage and all that looks nice on paper, but when you watch the games, right, it's a similar offense in the sense of to Oregon in the sense of shorter throws at the line of scrimmage throws, and people would say that was a product of the O line and all that, but it may have, but didn't Dion go upgrade the O line in the off season? So like, are we allowed to use that as an excuse after even upgrading? Are they that bad? So um the lack of running game was glaring, right? I just earlier in this video said a quarterback's best friend is a defense and a run game, and Shador had neither of those. So currently, right now, in the form he is right now, do I think Shador is a great quarterback? No, I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's mid, a little bit above mid. I'm also gonna say I don't think we've seen Shador's final form because we haven't seen him with a consistent run game and we haven't seen him with a defense either. So those two things can take below average quarterbacks, not just average or above average ones. Those two things, if you have both of them, they can take below average quarterbacks and make them Super Bowl winners. Matt Hasselback, buddy from the Ravens. Not, yeah, Joe Flacco, you might be in that category too, buddy. There's a few throughout the years. I can't think of any more right now, but you know what I'm saying? A good running game and good defense, especially if you got both of them, can mask a lot of things from that QB position or help. Mask or help. So I don't think we've seen the final version of Shador. I don't think the version that we saw of Shador translates to number two overall pick, number three, top 10, right? Um, there's all this talk about the interviews and the brashness and this is what I'm gonna say about that. Okay, I believe two things can be true, right? In the sense of like Shador, I just explained that I believe he's kind of mid, right? When you're in that category of people are still trying to figure it out, sometimes you got to have a little awareness, right? When you're that guy, when you're that guy already established and that's how they view you, it don't matter what you say, bro. It doesn't matter. Anthony Edwards just told a fan. I'm not even gonna repeat it on my stream, man. But y'all seen what Anthony Edwards just said to a fan in the stands? And we don't care. Why? Cause he's him. When you're nice, when you are undeniably nice, when you leave no doubt, you get away with a few more things, man. You can say a couple more things. You can be yourself. It sucks that it's like that, but that's the reality of the world we live in. How many times have we seen guys who have been labeled the guy right there in their draft or in their field, and they get away with so many things, right or wrong? It happens all the time, right? It happens all the time. People bringing up, Baker Mayfield and Johnny Manziel. Now, one of them got arrested. Both of them got arrested. I can't remember. Either way, if both of them got arrested before anything happened, that's a L for that. That right there is a L for anyone who wants to argue against Shadeur, because Shadeur's got a clean record. Shadeur is clean, bro. No, no, none of that. None of that. No issues. Wasn't an issue for those men. Okay. That just speaks again to the theory that I just said about when you're labeled the guy, sometimes people just, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like down south there, football is religion. And a guy like Johnny Manziel beating Alabama in Alabama, bro could have showed up to the game drunk every game after that and they wouldn't have cared. That's just how things go in sports, in college for sure. Some of y'all that are watching this that have been college athletes, high level college athletes, y'all know, get a little couple extra huns when you nice, right? So for a while, right, I was on the train of if Shador would have shown a little bit more wows, then what he said wouldn't have mattered to anybody, basically, right? The fact that he was average to above average, but not ye affected what he could and couldn't say to people in general. Sucks. It's the reality of sports. Then I saw Dylan Gabriel get drafted. Then I did some research on Tyler Shuck, buddy from Louisville, whoever. Then I remembered the draft interview story about Rob Gronkowski. And I put all those three things together, and it was like, yeah, nah, bro. There's some blackballing happening right now. This isn't right. This is not cool. What's happening right now at all? Tyler Shuck, the guy from Louisville that the Saints drafted, that Shador would have 100% had a chance at starting on that team because Shador's beating out Spencer Rattler and Jacob Haney. Okay, Tyler Shuck is a 26-year-old rookie. I thought we didn't draft rookies because they were old. I is it someone put out the Uno reverse card because I thought we wanted young guy. I thought old guys dropped because of that. This dude's almost 30. This some Taysom Hill shit, bruh. And y'all and he got 3 major injuries in his history? Hey man. Hey man. Come on, man. He's 26. He's 26. The rookie the Saints just drafted is the same age as Josh Allen. Hey man, I whatever. You know that's just like a y'all can't hide it. Y'all can't hide it with that one. And he got taken in the second round. He got taken over Jalen Milrow. What? 26-year-old quarterbacks going in the second round after three major injuries. This dude better win a Super Bowl year one. What? We're talking about Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel is Shadeur, but worse. Dylan Gabriel has all the same things Shadeur does, but worse. And and a smaller physical frame. Ohio State exposed Gabriel like crazy. Took all them screens and short passes away. Then what happened? Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy. And Ohio State, that's the talent you gonna see in the NFL. So I don't want to hear no. It was college. Eh, it's Ohio State. That's the NFL talent over there. Yeah, nah. Dylan Gabriel off the rip, I seen it, and I'm no, that ain't it. Over Shadeur? No, Brad. No. Every other quarterback that got picked over Shadeur, you could make a legit argument for, right? Cam Ward don't need I don't- it writes itself. Okay. Um, Jackson Dart. I think people are sleeping on Jackson Dart. He's got some gunslinger in him, so he gonna make some mistakes. But people forget he also had Ole Miss in the top 10 in the whole country, and Ole Miss was like the first team out on the bubble with this new college football playoff program, right? Ole Miss was one of those teams. A lot of people were like, "Why is SMU here? It should be Ole Miss," or "Why is the other team that got blown out? Why are they here? It should be Ole Miss." So like I think if Ole Miss would have been in the college football playoff this year, which they were this close from being, I think there's a different narrative about the Jackson Dart stuff. Um, and Milrow. I mean, Milrow obviously has the highest ceiling out of every quarterback in this draft, right? If he learns how to throw the ball consistency and then you add those legs to it, we're talking about, I mean, there's only one Lamar. Don't get it twisted. There's only one Lamar, two-time MVP. Should be three. Oh, I digress. Um, but we're talking about a Lamar-esque player if he can consistently start throwing the ball. I mean, dude ran a low 4.4. They said it was a 4.3, but that was hand clock, bro. I'm gonna just say a low 4.4. But Gabriel and Shuck are like, nah, dude, you can't. I'm not. I don't. I. You can't convince me. You can't convince me. Sorry. So that was some straight up blackballing that happened by the NFL. And it's why people call the NFL, I don't want to say, I'm not going to say it out loud, but like, it's kind of an oppressive league if, without wanting to say the S word, like they contracts aren't fully guaranteed. Owners can collude with no repercussion at all. Like, what is the NFL like the owners can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. They probably all got on a phone call and were like, "Yeah, no, not gonna happen." The GM of the Browns didn't even look happy when they drafted him, bro. He don't look into that. Don't read too much in that. What am I supposed to do? You look sad over there, boy. I don't know, man. So at this point, all we gotta do, if you kind of share the similar opinions of me or anyone else who are kind of along the same lines, Shador just got to go in there and kill now and just show him why. Hopefully he gets a fair chance. Um, Hopefully he gets a fair shake. It's tough when you come in as the third, fourth QB on the roster because you thrown to the fourth, fifth, sixth wide receiver on the practice team. So You know what I'm saying? They down there for a reason, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully he gets a legitimate shot playing with some actual pass catchers in camp so that they can see, or we can all see who's right in this very polarizing topic, because I want to see it. I want to know. I want to know because either either a lot of us are gonna look dumb, or a lot of people are gonna have some cake on their face, and there is not gonna be no in betweens, not at all. So, yeah, man, we'll see, we'll see. Um, with that being said, bro, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. Been on here chopping it up with y'all for a little 30 minutes or so. I got work, slide to work. Do what I do. Uh, Appreciate y'all tapping in with me, man. These little draft reaction. Again, I'm gonna try to be better about getting on here more often. WNBA starting up. I'll definitely be on more often when WNBA starting up. Try to get some bets out for y'all here on the stream. If you would like, you can join the Say Less Best Discord. Uh, just hit me up. Either shoot a comment on the YouTube video, or if you're watching this on Facebook or Twitter or wherever you're watching this, just shoot me a message. I can get you a link to the Discord. We hit a little twos 3-point lay last night. We had Andrew Nemhard to Jalen Brown to Mikal Bridges to Michael Porter Jr. to, you know, made a little $70, something like that. So yeah, man, get up with us. Hey, I appreciate you watching this. If you're watching this in the future, if you're watching this now, if you've watched me before, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the support. Um, let's keep getting better. Let's keep grinding. And y'all have a beautiful day.